Good to have you. Gender inclusivity has featured prominently among candidate Bola Tinubu's favorite campaign, then talking points before recent elections. Even now that he is president, the nation's #1 citizen has not broken stride and looks every inch the sort of leader that will continue to give women their pride of place in the political, economic and social scheme of things in Nigeria. Joining us now to discuss a bit about Tinubu and women inclusion in governance is Senator Nkechi Nwaogu, a member of All Progressives Congress. Welcome to Newsday.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
All right. Now, Senator, where is the place of true federalism in the consideration for more women in inclusion under this administration?
Thank you once again, and good afternoon, listeners and viewers. The current administration, which is that of President Tinubu, I believe he will like to manifest and actualize his campaign promises to Nigerian women. And I can see that he has assured Nigerian women and APC in general that he will adhere to his renewed hope agenda, which has inclusion of women in his governance. And not much has been done so far. He's just less than 1 month old in the office. I have every confidence that he will have women, good women, in his administration. He will make the women inclusive in his administration. So we are watching and waiting.
All right, you're watching and waiting. But some will say that looking at some of the positions that have actually, or the appointments that have actually been made by the president, that particular 35% affirmation action for women in politics has not really been upheld. What do you have to say about that?
Well, there hasn't been many appointments so far. Is it the security chiefs? We were not expecting to have a woman, although time shall come when we will have them in one of the arms of the security apparatus. But we are waiting. There are not much has been done in terms of appointment. I am hopeful.
No, but special advisors have been appointed by the president, and a lot of people were expecting.
No, that is 10 special advisors out of 20 that were approved for him. 10 out of 20 that have been approved for him. I think there are about 2 women so far.
Yes.
Just like I said, it's not. I don't believe that we should jump into the gun and begin to I'll say things like, "Oh, you have forgotten the women inclusion as you promised." So that's why I said we are watching and we are waiting. I believe that President Tinubu would look around in the 6 geopolitical zones, in the 36 states of the Federation. I am sure that he would see women, good women, educated women, women that can be part of his leadership governance in these 36 states and FCT. They are there. We are there. And some of us are hopeful, looking unto God, of course, to give him the right wisdom to choose aright. So it's an early days yet, if you ask me. And I am hopeful. Nigerian women are hopeful that President Tinubu will adhere to his renewed hope agenda, which has women included in his governance.
All right, Senator, talking about choosing rightly, as you mentioned, would you say female technocrats and professionals should be considered more over female politicians in meeting the 35% threshold of Mr. President on inclusivity?
Well, I think that I don't see the clear demarcation. Let me use myself, but without blowing my trumpet. I'm a technocrat and I'm also a politician. Will you choose somebody who has just arrived into the nation, who may not know the peculiarities of our needs and problems, or who does not know the politics and its requirements in Nigeria, which are politics is very different. The politics of Nigeria, the expectations of Nigerians in terms of dividend on democracy may be quite different from somebody who has lived in a developed world. And there are many women. I'm a senator. There are many women, female senators, female House of Rep members. I have a PhD in political science. I have an MBA in leadership. I'm a Harvard alumnus. So what will you say? I'm also a politician, a practitioner. You know, and there are many women like us in all the geopolitical zones. So it is not, nobody can say we have to choose technocrats alone. Women that have the combination of being a technocrat and being a politician, I think they are not few. They are not few. There are many in Nigerians. There are no reasons whatsoever that women will not be chosen for various assignments and duties in the Nigerian cabinet or governance in Nigeria in Tinubu's administration, because the women are there. It's not as if we're going to import anybody from anywhere. The women are there. You know,
all right,
so
permit me at this point,
need
Senator,
for bridge building. Yes.
Yeah, permit me at this point to comment. And you said the women are there and they do have the requisite skills and experience. But my big question is,
exactly,
do the women really believe that they have skin in the game, that they deserve a place on the table? Understanding that you yourself said that when we were talking about service chiefs, they are highly qualified personnel in the military that are women. But you yourself has actually even discounted women as being service chiefs. It can happen. It has happened in other climes of the world. It will not be the first to happen. That's why. So my question is very simple. Do women really believe that they have something to offer, aside the fact that, of course, we know it's been passed into law that the 35% affirmation action to have women? But women, do they really believe in themselves that when they get there, they can actually do this? Because we know that when it comes to politics in Nigeria, and in terms of ministerial positions, for example, ministries like probably Women Affairs, ministries like probably Finance are almost exclusive to women. Save that. Others, it's a little bit dicey.
Well, I believe that, again, there are many of us, many women that actually believe in themselves. They have confidence in themselves, and they have, most of us have held positions of leadership and of importance. Without blowing our trumpets or blowing my trumpet, I was Senate Committee Chairman on gas for 4 years. I know the laws that we were able to enact while I was there. I was Senate Committee Chairman on banking. I'm a banker by profession. So I don't really see ourselves. You see, that is what is killing the system in Nigeria. They, first of all, look at your agenda before they look at your capacity and capability. What are you able to do based on your experience, qualifications and skills? They look, first of all, look at your agenda. But I say no. And many women like me out here, they say no. You must look at our experiences over the years, our qualifications over the years, positions we have held over the years. And I do not will see somebody's my gender as a setback or a drawback. It is up to them. For instance, during primaries nationwide, you hardly see, in most political parties, you don't see a woman holding a position of national secretary or national chairman, or national deputy chairman of one southern Nigeria or northern Nigeria. You only see them ascribing a position of national woman leader. We are campaigning to say, give us level play field, allow competence to be taken instead of oh, she's a woman and therefore this is the one she can fit in. It doesn't follow like that. And things have changed. There are a lot of women in Nigeria who could be national chairman of good, top-notch, first to 5 political parties. There are a lot of women. When I was chairman of GAS in the Senate, it was the first time they gave a woman the chance to chair that committee, other than being committee chairman of maybe other committees. But what I am saying, there are women who are confident, who have what it takes, and it's only, they say the test of the pudding is in the eating. Give us the opportunity to be tried. Is that the reason why for 62 years today, 62 years, no woman has been allowed or no woman has been found qualified to be governor of a state? I don't believe that. It is that natural intimidation, deliberate putting us down. The best they can do for you is to be a deputy. I'm not saying there's anything wrong, but I think the system can do better. And I believe in President Tinubu's Asiwaju's administration that he will find a whole lot of good women who can complement our male counterparts in assisting him in providing good governance, sustainable governance, governance that will bring a change from what has been there over the years. The women are there and they can do it.
Indeed, Senator. If I may digress a little, let's delve on women inclusion at the state government level. Interestingly, you mentioned that briefly. What would you say of Abia State in that regard, in terms of inclusivity regarding women in governance?
Well, for the years that I was in National Assembly, I was first in 2003 as a member of House of Representatives, and for 4 years, and from 2007 to 2015, for 8 years, that is 2 tenures, I was in the Senate. I try to ensure that women are brought on board, or rather than hand clappers, uniform wearers. These are good. They make up the crowd. But you need to assess women. Is there any reason why a woman should go to tertiary institution? At the end of it, she becomes just a hand clapper, a uniform wearer, instead of harnessing that person's potential in the governance of a state or local government or at the national. I once had a collaboration with the Nigerian Development NDE to train women to see how we can move up from the informal sector to formal sector. It is a continuous process. I do hope that this very administration will look inwards, will look downwards, will look from bottom up to see that we will have a succession planning for the women that are up as where we are today. There is need for deliberate effort by parties and the executive arm to look inwards and downwards for succession planning, have deliberate policies to encourage women to come up from local government level to state level to national level. In doing that, what it means is that we are not throwing away the capacity, the resources that are inherent in women, throwing them away by not utilizing their capacity, their potentials. So in Abia State today, well, we have a new sheriff in town, and I am hopeful that he will do the needful. He knows the needs of Abians, Abia women and Abia men. I am hopeful that him, having been in the arena for quite a while, aspiring to be where he is today, that he will look inwards and downwards and see that women are deliberately brought on board to bridge the gap, to bring them on board, to harness the resources inherent in them. So I believe that Abia, once again, is now hopefully in a better hand. Again, it is too early for any effective assessment or analysis of his what he will deliver to Abians. But I have hope for, in him.
All right, I want to say many thanks to you, Senator Nkechi Nwaogu, for your time here on Newsday.